Please go to the diary room.
Every single season and learn everything that there is to know about everybody.
Please make your way to the diary
celebrity, Becky. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Diary Room, a Big Brother podcast where we're trying to find the best Big Brother player of all time. And we've gone through a good amount of players so far here in December. Plenty more to come, including 6 more today. Excited to get back into it all. I am Matt here first with Aman. Aman, what's up?
Yo, yeah. Ooh,
Oh,
almost burped. Sorry. Hello, everybody.
I think it might have been in the choir room days that you let one out. Big burp on, I think, live on the podcast, and I did not edit it out.
Yeah, sometimes I be taking swigs of water and hey, I be gassy.
Okay.
Ready to blow air.
That we are the realest people out there recording this Big Brother podcast, burping away into your ears. Anyway, someone who's not going to do that to all of you is our guest today, returning to the podcast for the first time since he joined us for, I think it was episode 4. Yeah. We've had back on Corey from episode 1. We've had Scally, who was episode 5. But AJ Norris is back with us today. AJ, how are you?
I'm doing great. Excited to be back. It's been so long and so many people has been come and gone. So I'm sad I don't talk about them. But I saw a sneak peek of the wheel and we still got some bangers. I'm putting out that this is going to be a monumental episode. Watch it.
It really could be. I think it's not with like bangers of names. Like it's with a banger of a guest. So,
like,
Yeah.
It's always fun whenever I get to hang out with Matt and Aman. Like, have y'all met y'all too?
Have you met you? You're the funniest person I know. I say that every time I introduce you on a podcast, even though I didn't do it today, but it's true.
And I believe that's a lie every time, but I appreciate the puffery. I appreciate it.
AJ also coming to us live today from, I don't know, a freezer. He's really looking cold over there, but it's blanket.
I don't understand because you're like a Philly person, and Matt, you're like in Michigan. I'm down 8
inches overnight.
Say that 8 inches. I'm over here and it's like, whoa. So there's no sign of snow nowhere near here in North Carolina, and I'm still like, bundled up. I can't survive the North, y'all.
Okay, what is cold for you in North Carolina?
What is cold for me?
Mm-hmm.
Like this morning it was like 40 degrees.
Why'd
you do that?
Yeah, we have a friend who's from Florida and he can't handle anything that's like under like 50. And the minute it goes below 50, he's like, it's cold. I'm like, girl, you don't know nothing. Okay.
I mean, look,
try 10 degrees. Okay?
Having recently just gotten back from Florida after a week or so in Disney, when it gets to that 50-degree mark, when you're used to, short sleeve shorts, all that kind of stuff, you're like, oh, wow, it is freezing. Obviously, doesn't pale in comparison to then when I get back up north as I am, and it is in the 20s. That's really cold, but at least you're like prepared for that. You dress warmer. You don't plan to dress that warm when you're in Florida.
I have braved single-digit weather. Okay, I have braved negative to the point where, like, when you walk onto like grass, the grass is frozen. The grass is hard. Don't talk to me about 40 degrees.
Let me tell you something. If I ever experience single-digit weathers, that might be the last you ever hear from me because I cannot survive.
You think that, and then when it happens, and you're like, "Why did I think this would be worse?" I don't know. Maybe it's just that you bundle up and you're like prepared for it when you know it's that cold. But like sometimes I'll go outside, like in the middle of winter here, and it'll be like 1 degree, and I'm like, I thought I would die the second I walked outside. But I
can't believe you guys got 8 inches already. that's crazy. You're definitely going to get a white Christmas. Well, this is supposed to be one of the worst winters on record, apparently.
The worst winters 2 weeks ago was like 80.
Meteorologists have been saying that we, especially at least for the Northeast, we are in for quite a few nor'easters this season. We're We're about to be buried under some snow.
And this isn't even our first snow. Of course, like as you guys know, listening, we record this a little bit ahead of time. It's not yet December. By the time we're recording this podcast, it's the day before. But we've already gotten a couple of rounds of snow. This is the first one that has stuck more outside. Is everybody that interested in the weather talk that we've had going on for 5 minutes now? I'm not sure.
I will say this. I remember one day, and back when I lived in Georgia, it flooded one day, and we shut down the schools. Like,
sure.
He was like, we can't do this.
I still remember in 2014 when Atlanta shut down because they got 3 inches of snow and they didn't have any salt or anything. And so the whole city,
as they should. We were not prepared for that.
3 inches. That is nothing. You could blow that away.
That's a catastrophe that was waiting to happen.
Yeah. No, out on Long Island, 3 inches, you would have been like checking the TV in the morning to see if the school was closed, but you knew it wasn't closed. No. It probably was a little bit of a delay, 2-hour delay, shovel, get into school.
They told you, bring your ass in.
Yeah.
3 inches of snow down south, they say, run away. Evacuate the city.
Evacuate. All right, well, let's evacuate this conversation and move into some Big Brother talk. AJ, about the last time that you were on the podcast. It was episode 4. Do you remember any of the matchups that you had? It was
I remember one matchup, and it was Helen versus Moose.
Yeah. Helen went through over Big Brother Canada 10's Moose. And by the way, this episode came out July 23rd, 2024. Here we are, December 2025. It's been a minute. So that was one of the matchups.
Yes.
We also had Big Brother Canada 9 winner Tishawn, who faced off against Big Brother 6 first boot Ashleigh.
I know Ashleigh put up a good fight.
Oh, she did. She put up such a big fight that I don't know if you guys keep an eye on any of these BB cruises, but she's like a name advertised for those cruises. Like you can go on that BB cruise here in 2025 or 2026, and you can go on that cruise with Ashleigh.
She gonna be there. She gonna be there.
I think going on a cruise is a nice idea at this point in time.
I might even do it next year.
Oh,
a Disney cruise?
Yeah.
Oh,
how'd you know?
Interesting.
I'll be in Disney next year.
I think that Stitch in the background doesn't help.
No.
Look at that little Stitch. True. Oh my God. Look at that.
Since we last spoke on this podcast, moved that around a little bit. So Simba's not there anymore. I had to move him with the rest of his family. We got some more Lion King merchandise in Disney.
Okay.
So not important. But Ashleigh, did not win her matchup, but she did, I believe, not to spoil, win her losers bracket matchup. So as we approach the end of the round and we eventually get to our ultimate loser crowning, she'll be in the running. But we also had Jen
I don't
City.
think Ashleigh is the worst player ever.
I don't think so either. But she'll be in the conversation. No, I think that she probably is towards the lesser half of the worst players that have come up since then. Yeah.
I believe that there will be in the final 4, the losers bracket, at least one person who made the jury of Big Brother.
There already is. Oh, well, no, you said the final 4. I'm sorry. I was going to say there is already. Honestly, let me double check. I think there might only be one person. No, that's not true. There's a couple that have made the jury. I don't want to spoil the entire result of the losers brackets for anybody who is either joining Patreon soon or might be catching up. But there's I see at least 2, maybe 3 names here of jury members that are winners of a recent losers bracket.
I'll say this because I think the last time we talked was before Big Brother 25 and or 26, one of them. 26, and after watching like 26 and 27, I'm like, you know what? There are a lot of bangers that are in the pre-jury, like truly.
Yeah.
Like, and a lot of like, how'd you make it to the jury?
Yeah. Interested to see how that plays out for all of them. Jen City, though, was the last person to lose a matchup with AJ in the episode that he was on. And she lost her matchup to Suzanne from BB Can 8. Just looking at that now, I have regrets.
I don't. Jen City sucked, y'all. Jen City sucked. She sucked. She didn't do anything the whole game until Frank was like on the outs, and then she tried to make something happen, and then it feels like she sucked.
If that matchup happened today, Jen City's going through. We have really established a world
who would
where
vote Jen City through? Not me.
Oh, okay. It wouldn't happen on this podcast, but I might have. Did I vote for her last time? I did. I voted for her last time.
You
and
did. You did.
guys didn't.
But I'm just saying, Gen City.
uh,
The most memorable thing I have from her is like her talking like, I just don't like. I don't want to vote for a rat. Where I come from, rats eat cheese. I'm like, rats eat cheese everywhere, girl.
I didn't know you had disdain for Gen City. Like,
I know. I
I
just
don't
said her
want hate
name.
Gen
and
City. I'm
you
just
saw the
like,
fire.
I'm gonna vote for BB Can 8 majority of the time over Gen City, and that's saying something. Okay.
Over Gen City, I was like, you're not going to vote for BB Can 8 the majority of the time. That's not true. Over Gen City, though, I guess fair enough. BB Can 8, really hobbling through this bracket.
Really are.
AJ, we've only had 3 players go through to the next round so far from BB Can 8, and one of them had to get voted back in. It's Suzanne, who cleanly made it through with you. Brooke, who made it through over Paul Jackson from Big Brother Canada 2.
Should have made it through.
And then Sheldon only made it through by winning a battle back after he lost to Netta.
Okay, fair. Yeah. He should have lost to Netta. Okay.
But other than that, lots of losses from that cast. A couple people still on the wheel. Somebody that I'm very interested to talk to or talk about when they come up. Either of you happen to check out Squid Game The Challenge? Probably not.
Vanessa?
Yeah.
Vanessa's on there?
We'll save more of the conversation for when she comes up, which could be today.
Wow.
Spoiler alert incoming for Squid Game The Challenge season 2, I believe it was. Spoiler alert incoming. Amon, there are 456 players on Squid Game The Challenge. Vanessa made the final 4.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't even know. Like, when did season 2 premiere? I've been like,
it was really quick.
Out of the loop with it.
Yeah, it was like early November, I think, that it started. It was 4 episodes and then another 4 episodes and then the finale. And she made it to the finale. I mean, we'll talk more about her when she comes up.
Damn.
Today,
okay, let me go ahead and check out
4th place finish. Anyway, anybody want to get right into it today? Unless AJ,
honestly, we've been here for 12 minutes and I don't. And it's surprising we haven't gotten to it yet.
I'm sorry, am I rambling too much?
I'm just saying, I remember we started 6 minutes about talking about the weather.
I know we did.
It is Thanksgiving weekend, okay? We are in the mode of just chilling and talking with friends and loved ones, okay? So pardon us if we've been.
Y'all need to calm down. If you're mad in the comment section, I'm just catching up with my friends. Let me catch up.
Exactly.
I will say it's been a minute since anyone's been really, really mad in the comment section. So maybe we're due for
when was the last time y'all made people really mad? And can I do it today?
I think it's been a minute. And honestly, I think the last person that made anyone mad was not even us. I think it was Taryn who voted against Vince.
Oh
yeah, I did see that.
But that was us.
Wait, who was Vince again? I forgot.
Vince was up against Howie from BB 6 and 7.
Yeah, what was Taryn on? Wait a minute. What was Taryn?
His logic made sense. I understood it. I mean,
I almost voted with him. It was very close. It was very close.
Have you seen Howie play?
Have you seen Vince play all summer? It was not good.
I do think that him having just watched Vince for 90-something days.
And that's why I almost voted with him as well. Yeah. Because we spent the past, prior to that episode, we had spent the past couple of weeks just focused on all of the bad aspects of Vince's game. And yeah, you can like zoom out and see the plenty of good along the way. And that's ultimately what led me and Amon to vote him through. But there was a lot of bad amongst some good. So not to rehash all that. Now we're making everybody mad again.
It would be one thing if it was like Janelle. That's like, you know what? I'll give you Janelle, even though I don't think Janelle's a great player. But like, I'll give you Janelle. But Howie, the lesser player of the two, the lesser.
Yeah, look, he went far twice.
He did.
Went far twice. Friendly.
So did Gen City.
Social player, kind of.
He went far once.
She went far once, yeah. 5th place. All right, well, let's not stall any further. AJ wants to see this wheel. And there it is.
It's so pretty.
Yeah. Do we change up the colors at all going into round 2? Okay, I didn't think so.
It's just so iconic.
These are our colors.
Brendan's here. Ooh,
Brendan is still here.
there are quite a few bangers on this list.
Anybody you want more than anybody else today, AJ? Out of these 50-something names?
Out of the 50-something names, Kelly.
You mean that because you said that before we started recording. All right, we're manifesting Kelly Jorgensen today for AJ. We'll talk some BB27 if she comes up. Let's find out. Spin the wheel, get things started for today. AJ's back for the first time in almost a year and a half. And he wants Kelly, but instead... Oh, wait, no, that's so funny.
Oh, wow. Oh, that was just on the cusp.
All right, so let me explain the reaction that these two just had. The wheel did land on our final player from Big Brother 17, Becky Burgess. But it almost landed on Hira from BB Can 8. And that's another player that AJ flagged up before the episode that he would have been happy to talk about today. So that's where the oohs and ahs were coming from. Hira did not come up. It is Becky, BB 17, joining the other couple of seasons that are done here in round one.
She got hit by a train.
She got hit by a train, as did the season. And they're all gone. Well, they're not all gone. But let's see if Becky's going to make it through today. And let's start with talking about her. I got to get her graphic up. We're so out of sync here. It's been like 2 weeks since we recorded an episode. Whoa.
Yo, Madam Becky, I don't know if you listen to this podcast.
Madam
if you
Becky.
did, I don't want you to think that the sigh was because I don't want to talk to you or I don't find you an interesting person to talk about. I just really wanted to talk about Hira.
It's very close. It was very close.
Well, there's plenty to get into with Becky. Amon, you got the notes?
I do. Becky was best remembered for her friendship with Johnny Mac and her story about her collision with a train. Becky's game began to crumble once he became HOH. Becky set her target on Vanessa, whom she believed to be the puppet master. Becky's plan fell through after Vanessa was able to rally the votes to stay, and her pawn, Shelly, was evicted. Left vulnerable, Liz became the new HOH and decided to target Becky. Ultimately, Becky was evicted by a vote of 6-0.
So I think there's more to talk about with Becky than there is that we had recently with Jackie. Jackie, somebody who came up a couple of weeks ago, maybe months ago at this point, but got a lot of flack for not giving Jackie enough credit when discussing her, and she eventually lost her matchup. But I don't know. I think there's more with Becky here, AJ. I feel like she was a bigger character, and not just because she got hit by the train prior to coming into the Big Brother house. I feel like her gameplay was a little bit more out there.
I think Becky was one of the earlier people to like clock Vanessa. And I think that's like a very Vanessa wasn't hiding it, but Becky was like someone who was like willing to like make a move against Vanessa. I think Becky was an astute player. I think Becky was someone who was like not afraid to make moves. I don't understand why Steve hated that lady. I'm be a butt 50 with you. Like, love Steve. I rock with you, but like your distaste for Becky was wild. I'm be a butt 50 with you. But I think Becky was someone who had like a lot of tools to be like a competent, if not a really good Big Brother player. And I like truly, if it wasn't Vanessa and say it was someone like not Vince, say it was someone maybe Morgan, like who I respect a lot and believe is a really strong player, but I don't know if Morgan could have survived a backdoor the way Vanessa could have. And I think it's so unfortunate that Becky had to go up against such a powerhouse, but I don't think Becky wins the season for Moose successful, but like, darn, does she cement a legacy?
She does. She was very talked about during the season. You know, we have this group of non-Vanessa, Steve, Johnny Mac, Oz Twins, like that whole group that was not a part of them. You kind of like, in my mind, I think of them as like one conglomerate of player. Like none of them were able to have success. None of them were able to overcome the group that obviously I just mentioned that ultimately make it to the end of the game. But God, if Becky wasn't trying, she was certainly trying to, like you said, AJ, be like she clocked Vanessa. She was trying to do something about it, but there was just never enough opportunity to do so. And when the opportunity for the other side came to get her out of the game, they did it with ease. Amon.
Like you said I'm on.
No, you can talk.
Like I just listened to y'all's Corey's podcast like the other day, and one thing I agree with him wholeheartedly is like I respect the player that tries, and even if they fail, like if they like are putting the energy and effort into trying to wield the game into their way, like they get so much more respect from me than people who like sit on the sideline and hope the game comes to them.
I think, obviously Becky, she had some physicality going on for her. She had a relatively decent social game. I don't think that she was as locked in, I think, as maybe she needed to be in order for things to really go her way. She, was one of the only people to really have Vanessa dead to rights. Like, I really, really love the episode where we get to see Vanessa approach her outside in the backyard and do the usual antics of trying to manipulate and cry and this, that, and the third. And she's like, no, Vanessa, I'm not doing this. Like, I want you out. You're going. Like, I'm done with this. But Vanessa, like, once you then confirm to Vanessa that she's the target,
that's the problem.
You just unleashed a whirlwind of pain for your game. And so Vanessa is just like in every room, in every conversation, breaking down to James and Meg, which that was the real kill shot, was getting them to flip over to her side. But also the blind spots that I think that Becky really had for that move was just like really underestimating what was going on with Steve. Because Steve was secretly hating Becky the whole time, all because Becky like said his name one time. All of a sudden, Steve is like,
"Oh, she nominated him, I think, like really early on, and that like set it off."
She did. It turned into like this whole one-sided rivalry between the two because Becky really wasn't really coming for Steve like that.
But it like, I mean, we'll talk more about Steve as this podcast goes on. Not today, but like this, project in general. I feel like one of the things that I remember thinking was smart about him focusing on Becky so much was that if anyone ever, thought that he was coming for them, if you're Vanessa, Austin, the twins, it's like, no, he's coming for Becky. It's like, why Becky? I don't know, because he hates her. He hates her so much.
Yeah. No, it's for sure, and it makes sense. It's once you have a reason to go after somebody, you have that reason. So I'm not saying it's a bad play on Steve's end, but more so just a blind spot for Becky. I think that she really felt like the house was divided with the goblins and then the Sixth Sense. But really there was a lot of like overlapping shit going on that she just didn't account for. And because there's really no reason that Vanessa should have stayed over Shelly. That was crazy. But it happened. And then that just was the beginning of the end.
Like Becky has her flaws as a player, like you just said, Amon, like her not being able to read the situation. Like after you see what Vanessa does to Jeff, you need to like walk on eggshells with whatever you say to that lady, because Vanessa will take anything and everything and flip the house against you. But with that being said, like looking at the Big Brother 17 cast, I feel comfortable saying like Becky's like the 5th best player on the cast.
Whoa, that's high.
Yes.
5th best.
Yes.
Huh.
Number 5.
I'll go top 10. There's 17 players on that cast. I'll go top 12. 5 feels high.
Like the only people I have above her is Steve, Vanessa, Austin, and Jason.
Oh my God. I'm gonna put Shelly higher. I'm gonna put. Can I put Davon higher? I want to put Davon higher. I don't know if I can.
You're talking to 2 people who love Davon. Like, but she's
just 2. Talking to myself here. I don't know. Top 5 feels crazy for Becky, but hey, you wouldn't probably be alone. There's a lot of people who then and now, I think, you stand the girl who got hit by a train while she was walking. She made a legacy for herself the second she opened her mouth and told that story. Nobody will ever forget that.
I'll say this. I think Becky is probably like around like the average what you expect of a Big Brother player, maybe even like a little bit above. And this comes for someone who loves Big Brother 17. I believe Big Brother 17 is one of the best seasons, one of my favorites at least. I forgot how weak this cast was.
It's a fun cast more than
this
the
is
most
the fun
outwardly
cast.
strategic.
This is a really fun cast.
And it's the Vanessa season, right? I mean, the Vanessa and Steve season. Let me not take that away from Steve. But that's what you're watching when you rewatch it. When you were watching the first time, you were watching, that.
Yes.
So But all these background characters made it to be the iconic season that I think a lot of people still
Yes.
consider it to be today. And looking at the numbers as we get again pull the last player here from that season, 10 have gone through, 6 have
Whoa.
not. So we'll see which side Becky falls on.
That's wild.
The players that have not gone through from this season right now, we have Julia, we have Clay, Jason, Audrey, Jeff, and Jace. So a lot of pre-jury players.
That's to say that one of the people I said is a top 5 player did not make it through the first round.
Yeah.
That's wild.
And Jackie didn't win her matchup, but she did win a battle back. So
who did Jason go up against?
Jason Roy lost to Nicole from Big Brother 2.
Yeah.
And that was tough.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I can't have an opinion because I didn't see Big Brother 2, so you might be right. You might be.
I think it was the right call, as sad as it was to lose Jason. But there's still a chance. We, as we get close to the end of the round, we'll have some more battle back votes taking place, even from people that have already not won a battle back vote. So we'll see how that goes. Let's bring the wheel back up and find Becky an opponent here. Look, she's faced a Train, she's faced Vanessa, she's faced Steve. She could face anybody.
And she lost 2 of those battles.
She won against the Train, and she's gonna win again here. Maybe. Let's see. It's gonna be
interesting.
Becky versus Fessie. Almost a rhyme.
Who flipped?
I liked it. I like it.
And I could be mistaken, but I believe AJ, Big Brother 20 comes to an end here.
Wow, you killed BB17 and BB21.
Closing 2 doors here. Yeah, Fessie is the last player to come up in round 1 here for Big Brother 20. So look at that. One of these seasons going to have one final player go through to the next round. Becky or Fessie? Who's it gonna be? Let's talk about Fessie first, though, before we make that decision.
Yes. All
Fessa
right.
is a moron.
My big dumb puppet, as JC would say. All right, Fessie, known for his showmance with Haley and being clueless. Vessel was a member of the crumbling Falte Alliance, was blindsided and left out of nearly every vote, and never knew what was going on. Throughout the season, he formed a showmance with Haley. He was often manipulated by his close ally JC. And after becoming HOH in week 8, he was manipulated by JC into targeting his ally Scott. The following week, both he and Haley were betrayed and nominated. He was evicted in a 4-1.
Very similar stats for Big Brother 20. 10 players have gone through and 5 have not. So very, very similar. We'll see what happens here.
Big Brother 20 is a stronger cast.
It is.
So that's more
for sure. AJ, fun to have you here for this one because you're somebody who has seen Fessie's run on another show, The Challenge. Hasn't been super recent that we've seen him there. Well, kind of, but he's kind of been fading out of that world. But you've seen a good amount of him over there too.
Because I think it was interesting when I first saw Fessie's name get picked up. Because I say we do this like 5 years ago. Like, there's no way on God's green earth that Fessie goes through. But like, I watching him on The Challenge, I think it shows more of competence of his strategic mind on The Challenge itself, and not afraid to like take control of the game and try to rule it with an iron fist. That was not Big Brother 20. Big Brother 20, that man was being ran around like he was an idiot. Like the Fessel is a moron, like you just said. The who flip, like y'all said earlier. Like Fessie was not known for being smart. The targeting Scotty, like, oh my gosh, what is wrong with that man? Like this. So
well, yeah, it couldn't have gotten much worse after BB20. He started as low as you possibly could really hope for or ask for, and then he goes on to The Challenge, and it's not to say that like he's like the most impressive player we've ever seen over there, besides like the physicality of it all, but like he figures some stuff out and gets off the ground and has like Josh Martinez and Casey Clark in his ear to kind of really help him along the way, plus some other big names from The Challenge that he would be aligned with. But on Big Brother, yeah, Aman, it was bad.
It was so bad.
He thought Scotty flipped on him. He thought that Brett was secretly aligned with Falte. He thought that he trusted JC, which, I'll give him a little bit of slack for that. But, at some point you have to start wondering what the hell is going on. And he couldn't see level 6 if level 6 slapped him in the face down the line. It was just like, and then he was kind of like self-aware about it too. Like he has like that whole scene in the bed with him and Haley are talking to the cameras, and he's like, who goes up? Our allies goes up. And then who gets voted out? Our ally gets voted up. And then the next week, who goes up? Another one of our allies goes up. And it's like, okay, well, then you know what's going on. What are you doing? Why would you take part in it? I don't understand.
I don't want to, I can't give him credit for anything in BB20, but like I want to get into his headspace of like, what did he think was going on? Did he think it was the challenge that like, oh, because he's such a force of a competitor in general, that he would find a way that like, even when it was down to just him and Haley, that he would be able to win and keep them both safe? Did he not understand the game? Like, I don't know. And I'm probably trying too hard to give him any type of credit there. Because
I think just the terrible reads also just mixed with the fact that there was like a little bit of a triangle with him, Scotty, and Haley, and JC really capitalizing on that and being like, "Oh, he's gonna come after you. He wants Haley to himself." Like it worked. It worked on him. Like his lizard brain took over and was like, "Gotta get Scotty. Gotta get Mandark out of here." It's just like. Okay.
And that's after the triangle trio, whatever you want to call it, with him, Haley, and Caitlyn obviously did not work out.
That was crazy too.
So that was the way that he started the game, ended up moving into a different triangle, as you mentioned, the one with Scotty.
He was a recruit as well, right? Like he didn't really know what was going on with this show.
I'm gonna guess so.
Most people at this time was a recruit.
Yeah. But hey, things worked out. He again had a pretty successful run going on to another show. I think as of now, so again, he's not like active. I wouldn't call him an active challenge cast member. He's kind of very much on the shelf of like, he's still there and was hoping to be there, but they're not calling consistently. He's about to be on, I want to say like American Ninja Warrior or something like that, or no, American Gladiator, I think is the name of the show. He recently competed on, and it's airing soon, if not already. So that seems more Fessie speed.
Like I think the challenge shows some more of his strength. The fact that Fessie's like actively a big dude, and no one wants to see him in a hall brawl or a pole wrestle.
Yeah,
but like the more I thought about his challenge game, the more I'm like, he sucks on the challenge too. Like socially, he's not good. He gets like every reunion show he's been at, like half the cast hate him. Like
messy Fessie. He's you know, he goes from this, it turned into a relationship with him and Haley. Obviously that did not last. Haley is now married and living life completely elsewhere, and good for her. But Fessie goes on to have many a hookup on the challenge, so was certainly keeping his spot on the cast secured for a bit. Not that that was his goal, I don't think. I think he was just a very attractive man that had a lot of people looking for him. But I don't know. Vessel is a moron. That man, JC, not my favorite, but had a lot of good lines.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know.
I know.
AJ,
you don't.
I think what I'm trying to say is I don't know how I could even convince myself to try to make a case for Vessel. AJ says that Becky is a top 5 player from her cast, and then we have Vessel as her opponent.
Is he a bottom 5 player on his cast? Let me see. 1, 2,
yeah,
3,
yeah,
4.
no,
Yeah, bottom 5.
I mean, like, I'm like, who could I possibly give any credit to like being worse? Sam.
I gave Sam.
Maybe.
Sam's worse. I think Caitlyn's worse. I think Winston's worse.
I don't even know if I think Winston's worse, but it's
Winston
close.
was bad. Winston was bad.
He was bad, but it
sucked.
I don't know. Fessie.
Pause. Fessie dominating Scotty should make some of the worst player on the cast. Like,
I mean, yeah, like, and I don't think
there was just no reason for it. There was no reason for somebody from level 6 to not go home.
We might at some point need to do like, you know, a losers bracket, but just like the worst moves in Big Brother history, because I don't think overall Fessie is going to like win a losers bracket, be the worst player of the bunch, but like the move itself should have some kind of recognition for just how bad it was. And we all sat through it. We watched it and we said, oh my God, give level 6 the win right now. All right, let's make this vote here. AJ, what are you thinking?
Becky, you're going through.
All right, 1 vote, Becky. Amon.
Yeah, I'm hopping on that train with Becky.
Hopping on the train, indeed. 3 votes for Becky, 4 votes for Becky. Shout out to Dana, I believe, who had placed a vote on Becky, I think a long time ago. And finally, it has arrived just like the
Dana.
train did.
People keep talking about that train. It was the last thing we did.
And Becky is going through to the next round. So ultimately it is what did I just say the numbers were? 11 now advance from Big Brother 17, 6 stay behind for Big Brother 20. It's going to be 10 that advance and 6 stay behind. Let me see. Who's Fessie up against here? Was that AJ?
I said all is right in the world.
Yeah. This is the last episode, I believe, in this round of battle back voting. So Fessie, if he wants to get back in, is going to be up against Big Brother 5 Scott, Big Brother 19 Alex, BB 27 Jimmy Haggerty. From BB Can 8 we have Kyle and Nico. BB Can 6 we have Veronica. Riley from 27, Shima, Cameron Hurd, Shima from 11, Cameron from 19, Big Brother 4's Scott Weintraub, Big Brother 10's Angie, Big Brother Celebrity Ryan Lochte. Fessie could be a candidate. I don't think he's going to win it, but I think he could be a candidate. I think he can get some votes.
There were some bad names there. There were some bad. Oh,
he certainly stands a better chance with some of those names, but
I think I know where the votes are going right now. Yeah. But I thought last time the votes were going to Howie, and I'll spoil that it did not go to Howie.
Yeah,
so
I mean, we'll see. Like, look, I'm not mad about the stats for BB17 or BB20. 10 people making it through.
Yeah,
11.
That's good.
I think that's pretty, appropriate for both of those casts. So.
Definitely not bad. AJ, you want to close out another season, or what do you?
Alice would be
Alex from BB19.
I think that's the best player of the group.
She's certainly a better.
AJ, no.
I mean, she's certainly better than Fessie. That's for sure.
Like, there's a lot of bad there.
She is. I mean, she's annoying and she's grating as hell, but she's a better player than Fessie. That is for sure.
I mean, I have more faith in Alice than a lot of those people to win a season of Big Brother.
Yeah, I would agree.
They call it a losers bracket for a reason when we get there. So.
Let's close out another season.
You want to? We probably could. There's a good amount of seasons still here left to with 1 player left, but there's also plenty of seasons with multiple players. And let's find out. Where are we going next?
I like this role of being the decider.
Oh, that was close to Dan. Almost got him.
Oh my God. Oh,
Donnie Thompson, Big Brother 16. Sorry, AJ, this is not closing out a season. We still got a couple of these 16ers left. But we're going to talk about
Donnie.
I believe America's favorite player, right? Did he win?
Yes.
He won.
Yeah. Because
in my mind, like him and Frankie both won, but yeah.
No, Frankie wasn't in the top 3.
Yeah.
Yes, he was, wasn't he?
No, because I remember his shot face when he wasn't in the top 3, and I was like,
oh.
That's right. That's right. Who left in BB16? We haven't. Oh, Cody.
Cody and Devin.
That's why I said it like that. I don't have smoke for Frankie.
Yeah, we have 2 polar opposites of BB16 left after this between Cody Calafiore and Devin Shepard. So we'll get to them when we get to them. But for today,
wild.
We have notes on Donnie. Come on.
Yes. Donnie quickly became a fan favorite due to his genuine and kind personality. Through this, he quickly became the second member of Team America. He was viewed as the underdog of the season as most of his allies were evicted early. And his downfall came when his fellow Team America members, Derek and Frankie, turned against him. Donnie was evicted in week 9 by a unanimous 5-0 vote, placing 8th. On finale night, it was revealed that Donnie won AFP.
Were you guys Donnie fans?
Yes, I was.
I didn't dislike Donnie, but like,
I think Donnie's one of my favorite players.
Oh wow. Well, I'm glad you're here. I was with him on. That was fine.
That man has one of the purest hearts I've ever seen on the show. Like he was like literally such a sweet man. Like
weren't there people like very anti Donnie, thinking that it was like all an act? Well, actually, no, that's just the cast.
I saw a TikTok from Christine like a couple months ago, and Christine was like, "You didn't see Donnie when the camera was off. You should have saw him then." I was like,
Christine
"Shut
said
up,
that
Christine," on a TikTok, and I was like, "Why are you on my TikTok?"
I want to find that.
He's full of shit. He's full of shit.
Oh, she like popped back up on TikTok in the past like year or so to be like, she kind of got ran off the internet around the time of her season and the years after, but she's like kind of made a little bit of a resurgence in sharing stories. So I'm not surprised to hear that. But a lot of the cast felt like Donnie, I think, was disingenuous when he was doing his nice guy shtick that they said. Obviously, it's really what we saw on the show, and AJ, you saw.
Like even nowadays, you will see him like pop up a little video on his little Instagram or Twitter, something like that, and just being so sweet, even though he's like in a hospital bed. And it's like, oh my gosh, Donnie, you don't need to be kind right now, but you're choosing kindness.
Yeah, that was a big theme of his game.
Yeah, I mean, he was just all about, just walking through that house, being as kind as possible. Really, I think he was like the ultimate reminder all season that it's just a game, right? Like, I think that he was very grounding in that sense, which makes sense because he's a groundskeeper.
Like, I find it funny because Big Brother 16 is like not one of my favorite seasons. The season that made me like a super fan, and it was because of Donnie and Zach. Like Donnie being like, and they're like two polar opposite people. Just how they interacted the world, and Zach causing chaos. I loved it, and Donnie being like, "No, it's all good." But with that being said, don't take it. I think here's why people think he might be fake. Don't take his kindness for idiocy. Like that was a sharp man. Like he was like one of the first people that was able to clock how things were going down. I think he rested on like his laurels and him being a nice guy too much for things to happen. Be like, oh, it's just me, Donnie, when he should have been more active in doing things to like change the positioning. But like that man had an easy read on the house on who Derek was and how strong of a player he was. And I think that was like part of the reason why he was like targeted so much as he was because he was able to see like who are the power players that need to go eventually. And I think there's a non-zero chance if it wasn't for him being in Team America with Frankie and Derek, he would have tried harder to like get those two out.
I think it was a double-edged sword with Team America because it kind of kept him safe because Frankie and Derek are running the house, so in order to appease America and not look like they're turning against him too early. It was kind of like a lifeline for him, but it also did prevent him from really being able to make moves. But we knew that he knew what was going on. He would have the talks with Cole about it all the time, like Derek and Frankie, man, those two, they got to go. He just didn't really have anybody to do it with because Derek ran that house with an iron fist. And it was kind of hard. And like everybody loves Donnie, but Donnie's not. He's not the rallier. He's just not. Like he can.
He's not.
He can bring it when he needs to. He can jump in and win a bunch of competitions. But like when it comes to like rallying the troops, like that's just like not his play style.
Yeah, and there's a couple of times that I think he really thinks that he is in with like the majority and hoping to make something happen there, but they just were not playing the same game with him that he thought maybe could have been the reality of the situation. I think like the thing that I think of the most when I think of him is the Jocasta week where she was sick and she couldn't compete for Veto or Battle of the Block, one of those two. Veto, and then Donnie wins and he used it on her, right? So she obviously could not have been more grateful in that moment. She's like breaking down in tears when he comes back in the house and tells her about it, and like that really is like further cementing like this is one of the nicest people that you'll ever meet. But that continued to just anger the other side of like, no, this guy is just like really trying to like win everybody over. Yeah. So
like,
they did not
truly like outside of like Jocasta, Nicole, and Hayden. Like Donnie really didn't have anyone, and Donnie didn't really try to get more people, in my opinion.
I don't know what his path to the end really ever is on that season. Like that alliance was formed and they were never going to let him in. If Donnie got called back for another season, I think he's a real sleeper candidate, if you can even call it that, to like have gone on to get to do better and to maybe even get to the end and win. No, AJ. I mean, I think he was
I
sneaky good
watched
at
Big Brother 22.
competitions.
I watched Big Brother.
Maybe not that season either, but like in some other season, especially that one also had Cody. So, Cody's not going to let him through there as well. But like in some
Like,
other random Brant Steele version of the game, I think that like the skills that he brought could get him to the end. It's just hard because he's still that slightly older, not really older, but like slightly older, likable guy that no one ever wants to sit next to at the end.
replace Donnie and James in Big Brother 18. Donnie finished in that same spot.
Could be. It's hard to get him in one of those final two chairs, I would imagine. But I think
no
that
one's
like
ever going to want to sit at that with Donnie. And I don't know Donnie, and this is just the way that the final comps are made. Like Donnie cannot win his way to the final two chairs. He has to be taken. And I think that's like a disheart anything.
It's just tough because it's like you can't say he wasn't trying. You can't say he wasn't like, wanting to do the most with what he had available to him, but also he didn't always take the right route. Like he, as far as we could tell, I think was like thinking that again, there was a world where he was working with some of those power players in the dominant alliance, but like that wasn't the case. So it's like, oh, do you just go along with that and hope that your reality is correct? Or do you try to flip that on its head with the zero support you have behind you? Because everybody's with that group. What can you do?
Like here's my viewpoint of Donnie, and I again love Donnie. Like I think Donnie understood that, like, hey, the power players do not support you the way that you want them to, but was hoping with his finger crossed that he was wrong about that. And because I don't think Derek really showed Donnie that he valued him as a player. Frankie definitely did not show Donnie that he valued him as a player. So he should have took the signs that he knew were there and like followed them to try to do something more. Like my issue with Donnie isn't that like Donnie wasn't smart because he was smart. It's not that because he wasn't observant because he was observant. It was that he didn't do more to change his fate. With that being said, I think he's above average Big Brother player.
Yeah, I mean it's hard. Like once you're on the outs in BB16, you're on the outs. There really isn't anything that you can do to change your situation. It was just that alliance block was just they just controlled everything. So on a different season, I think that he probably does very, very well. Even keeping the play style. Like I don't necessarily think that he needs to be an in-your-face type of player. I think that his play style is relatively okay. I think that it works in other seasons, but in a season where it's one major alliance steamrolling, if he's not in that alliance, it's over for you.
Like here are my two criteria and why like it hurts for Donnie when I look at how strong a player is. Like how likely can I see them win a season, and how often can I see them take control of the season? And I can't see either for Donnie. I can see Donnie being like that mage character or that sage character that's on the sideline giving you advice to help you get through. Like he will be great in that role, like a coach or something like that. Not coach the survivor player, like an actual coach. But like himself, like going in there and pulling it out, I don't see how anyone lets him get to the end, and I don't see him rallying an army to help him get to the end.
Yeah. I feel like he's the kind of player where in any given like draft, if I was like, I don't know, it's hard to say, like, again, if it's like an all-stars draft or whatever, he's the kind of player knowing what he offers to the game where he's not like, I'm picking him before plenty of actively bad players on any given season. Like there are players that I have no faith in, and he's just someone where it's like, I don't know that I see a world where he could win, but I trust him more to possibly get there than players that are going to shoot themselves in the foot every time. So
like he's not going to actively hurt himself.
Yeah. And he does bring some worthwhile skills along the way. It's just dependent on who lets him have even a modicum of a chance. Let's get back to the wheel though and see if the wheel's going to give him a chance, because could really truly go either way.
Who will it be?
I really hope it's a bad person. I want Donnie to go through.
Donnie Thompson up here again. Almost.
Oh, that would have been fun.
Kathy Hills. Caramel Kathy.
Somebody please explain to me how a sheriff can fight crime and catch the bad guys, but cannot get through a vat of caramel.
I also want to say, now that we've pulled 4 players, AJ's got such like a good wheel here. It's got a mix of everything: Canada, celebrity, like all of it. There's just been 4 BBUS players. So boring. What the hell?
You know what? Pause. You're right. You're right. Wait a minute. You're right.
It's not boring. Look, we're having fun. But I like to mix it up a little bit. But the wheel's going to do what the wheel's going to do. And this is a funny matchup. We again, you don't want to call these players older. They're not old. But in Big Brother terms, they are the older house guests. So I'm going to say this is an older house guest versus an older house guest. And
she was the oldest person on her season.
I mean,
Was.
But there have been players before that have been the oldest person on their season, and they're like barely 40. So.
And also, you know, the darling from New Orleans, Rennie, was not the oldest person on her season. And I think she was older than Kathy.
Well, very clearly she wasn't the oldest person on her season.
And Jerry remains the oldest person to ever play. Shout out to Jerry.
Let's talk about
Kathy. Despite being a police officer, Kathy's physical abilities were often made fun of by other house guests. After Matt used his diamond POV to save himself, he chose Kathy to be his replacement. She was evicted by a vote of 5-0.
Now, we have talked about Hoffman on this podcast, and I can't remember exactly what he said, so I don't want to quote him. But I feel like he was advocating for Kathy, or maybe I've just made that up in my head.
I don't remember.
I feel like the love and support for Kathy does exist out there from her fellow castmates, from some parts of the fandom. She ends up going out a meme and remains to this day a meme in Big Brother history.
They thought she was the saboteur.
I mean,
because she was doing so badly.
Kathy freaking Hills.
Kathy, okay, look.
A
Kathy is a
That's not about Kathy.
ass player, okay? Kathy hardly did a damn thing that whole damn time. She had a great, positive, Southern charm, go get 'em attitude. But what did she go and get? What did she go and get?
She got him.
And she was so like, let's all be friends. Let's all get along. Let's kumbaya. I'm not going to choose sides in this house. I love all of y'all. And we love Rachel for being like, no, bitch, choose a side. We're not playing that game right now. I don't know how she survived as long as she did. I really don't know, other than her being just a non-threat and just being laying there in the caramel the whole game.
I mean, it was hard to get out. Once you got in there, she was stuck, and she said, you know what? Tell me when it's time to leave. AJ, what was the question?
Like, I feel like in bad moves of his Big Brother history, I usually do not hear Matt Hoffman using the Diamond Power video and putting up Kathy as one of them. And I feel like that is incorrect.
Huh.
Wait.
Say more.
Yeah.
I think, and I get it. Matt Hoffman had his boys Lane and Hayden and Enzo, but like at that point in time, in the entire, you just saw how Amal went off on Kathy for doing nothing. At that point in time, you have the Diamond Power veto, and you have the ability to not only take your safe yourself, but put someone else in danger and possibly sent home. Why are you wasting that shot on Kathy?
Right. Yeah, I mean, I would say it gets talked about a good amount. I mean, Big Brother 12 has kind of, I feel like I've noticed from like all these people we have on the podcast, and like not everyone has Big Brother 12 on their list. And I'm like, like I really thought it was a season that almost everybody knew well. So maybe that's part of like why it's not super in the conversation when you have those conversations you're talking about, AJ. But it's definitely like, you can have plenty to say over the decision that he makes there. Kathy, of all people, like that is the big question that he's answered many a times, but you still look at it from a very surface level and you're like, that's who you take out?
Yeah. And listen, I love Big Brother 12. I think I've seen Big Brother 12 more than any other season. So
I do too.
It's such a comfort season. Like,
yeah.
I get why people think it's like a camp beach season where it's like, oh, you're doing camp stuff and like not really playing, but like that's fun sometimes. Like this is like this is a fun cast. Like, Enzo, Brittany, Reagan, Rachel.
It is a fun cast. It really
It's such a
is.
fun cast. It's such a fun cast. But like I agree with like a lot of what Amar said. I don't think Kathy was a person like with agency in this season. Like I think
No.
like that's your biggest sin for me. Like not having no agency and not doing anything to change that. Like at least with Donnie, he had some agency and saw things where it was. It feels like Kathy had like an adverse feeling of playing the game and playing strategically and playing hard. And like I can't forgive that sin.
I'm trying to refresh myself on, you know, what the layout of the house was at the time. You're talking about AJ when she gets put up by Matt. And I mean, look, I mean, it wasn't great options. It was either Kathy or turn on his alliance and be the first member to turn on his alliance, right? And if he ended up turning on them first and using the Diamond Power veto to put one of those guys on the block, they're probably not getting, wait, actually, no, because it was
Like,
Lane
here's
that was
my
on the
opinion.
block. So sorry. So it would have been Lane versus like a Hayden or an Enzo, and one of them would have been guaranteed to go home. But at that point, you're really blowing up the game and hoping that somehow the pieces don't fall back on the board with everybody pointing at you.
Yeah.
But like here's the thing, you should do that at that point because I know you feel good with Ray and you feel good with Brittany. And if having Lane on that block, you know Brittany's not going to vote against Lane. You know you and Reagan as a vote. So take the moment and like I get it. You don't want to blow up the spot, then everyone's looking at you. But you don't know how competitions are going to grow out. And especially then, take out one of the bigger competition threats so that way you have a better chance so you don't have to worry about that as much in the future. And like, listen, I get it, boys club, riding with each other, X, Y, and Z, da. But was Brendan still in the game at this point? Or
Brendan was the HOH. So that's
fair enough,
why he could not have, I guess, gone up as a replacement.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Well, like I'm being above 50 with you. You lied about your wife being sick. Like why are you letting your feelings get in the way now?
They already kind of viewed him as the most expendable player anyway because they thought that he was a little smarmy and untrustworthy as it was. So I agree. I think it's probably the better move to just go ahead and take the shot when you can.
Yeah.
Get got before they get you, get them before they get you.
I think it says a lot about Zeus Kathy spin. I have more to say about Matt.
Yeah. By the way, let me just I don't know, acknowledge this publicly that Amon's audio is still kind of a little in and out. So in case we can't find a fix for it, we're working on it. But apologies to anybody out there that's annoyed.
I moved it closer.
It's just like sometimes you're a little quieter and sometimes it pops a little louder. AJ, do you have another point?
No.
I thought I saw you go like this in the background.
So it was a wrestling reference where it's like acknowledge me and Roman Reigns and he does the finger. And he's those who will get it will get it. Those who won't.
I acknowledge the name Roman Reigns. I know him, but I don't know the details, so I apologize.
You're good.
All right. Well, this is an interesting one here. Donnie versus Kathy. Maybe it's not so interesting when it comes.
Donnie would have never got stuck in that caramel, okay?
He would have been the one cleaning it up. He was the janitor.
Groundskeeper.
Oh, yeah. So maybe he's not cleaning up caramel. Oh, he's cleaning up the grounds after there's caramel everywhere. Imagine getting stuck in caramel. That's crazy.
That is crazy. Like caramel's so sticky.
It's very sticky. That's what makes it so
waste,
good.
dude.
But,
pause.
Waste of caramel.
You just
imagine being in a vat of caramel. Like that is like very hellish. Like, you know what? I understand why Kathy got stuck. I would have got stuck. Like, oh my gosh.
You start like licking, like
that's too much sugar for you, man. That's too much sugar.
I mean, me unstuck from a vat of caramel to get to freed up and maybe go and win a competition. She wasn't going to win it.
Fair, like
there's just like defining moments of the Big Brother series, and when you tell anybody else that's not a Big Brother fan what these moments are, it's like, yeah, one time a woman got stuck in caramel in the middle of a competition. They're like, excuse me, I don't understand that as long as we do. Like Kathy versus Donnie. AJ, kick us off again.
It's got to be Donnie. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm on
2 for Donnie.
3 for Donnie, and surprisingly, no 4 for Donnie. I would have thought a patron might have voted for Donnie, but he was America's favorite player. I guess not the Diary Room patron's favorite player. Nobody needed to put some extra insurance on that man's name, but that's okay. He made it through anyway. And Kathy, unfortunately, does not.
I'm be honest with you, and I don't know what your patrons are like. I'm currently not one, If y'all want to slide me over one, like I'm not saying I
We'll
want to
talk.
be upset about it. But if I was to throw a point over on someone, I'm be above 50 with you. I think I would throw it on someone who I don't believe is a good player, that I think will struggle in the first round, so that way like they have a better chance. And I don't think, and I do again, I believe Donnie's an above average player, so I don't think Donnie would have struggled. Like I would have given it to someone like a maybe like a Zach from that same season, who I think is like a entertaining character, but not a good player that I would like to see talk about more.
Yeah, I think he did have one, so it's a good example. Definitely a lot of different ways to use your vote, but especially as we are getting closer to the end of the round, a lot of different people that still have the votes on them are going to come head to head, and you want to make sure that your player doesn't fall behind. So that's the beauty of the votes. Get them in if you haven't already before we close out the round. But let's get the wheel back up on the screen here for one final matchup with AJ. So who are you manifesting? I forget. Kelly. We haven't gotten Kelly.
Like, you know what? Give me a Big Brother celebrity,
please.
Yeah.
Chris Kirkpatrick's still available. Unfortunately, AJ, we just had Lavina on recently, and she was waiting for him. Didn't show up, so he's still here.
So because Lavina is my friend, I'm not going to manifest Chris Kirkpatrick. But damn, wouldn't that be funny? But
the rule is I do have to give her a call. I don't know if she's awake right now. Early on the West Coast, but we'll see.
I mean, the odds are getting much better.
Up next is going to be from Big Brother. Last second switch from BB Ken, almost making an appearance here.
We almost
to Big Brother 6.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say her
that. Was
Resra?
That was James' person, right?
James's girlfriend at the time,
yes.
James Ryan. Sarah from Big Brother 6 is the player up here today. Big Brother 6, how are they doing so far? I feel like not terrible.
I think they're like middle of the road.
They're 50-50. They've had 6 go through and 6 not go through so far. So we'll see if Sarah is going to join, which side she's going to join. Who's left? After Sarah, it's just April.
Oh,
interesting.
Very close.
Oh,
very close. Okay.
Let me get Sarah up on the screen and let's talk about her.
Sarah's secret partner was James. Sarah is best known for being a member of the Sovereign Six Alliance and her showmance with her secret partner, James. After Sarah and James were nominated by their alliance member, Howie, in week 5, James won the POV and saved himself. Sarah was evicted by a vote of 6-1, and due to Kaser subsequently returning to the game, she placed 11.
Yeah, we talked about Howie before, AJ, and your thoughts on him as a player. And this is that infamous week, right? Where he turns on, if you want to say turns on Sarah and James and ends up evicting Sarah, which in the long run of the season and Big Brother history, the reason why we all looked at her name and kind of said who is because James goes on to be this much bigger character than Sarah ever was. But can't understate the role that she had at the beginning of this season alongside James.
I agree. Like I think Sarah is someone.
Sarah is someone.
Like where I was going with that thing of between her and James was the bigger problem. James was the bigger troublemaker. James was the person that was probably getting them in more mess and drama. And I think Sarah was more of a grounding person, where I think if Sarah was in the game without James, I don't think Sarah's like the victim this week. I think Sarah's probably like in a more secure position in the game, more like Howie does not question her as much as he does. But I think because they were so linked together, and like Sarah was like, if my memory serves me right, was like defending James more than she should have, it put her in a bad spot with Howie and them.
Yeah, the whole thing was that she was. Oh, sorry.
No, please say your thing.
I think the whole thing was that like she was focusing so much more on just like James than like the rest of the house. It's like, you already know James. This is your boyfriend. You're good here. It was they're not a showmance that formed in the house, so it's not like you were looking at someone who's like,
Yeah.
oh, just falling in love and spending all that time together, but they were having this experience together, and she was spending a lot of her attention on him. Whereas, you need to be forming relationships with everybody else in the house and working on a lot of that. And I feel like James was even acknowledging at times that it didn't seem like she was doing that she was such, just not all the way head in the game type of thing. And so, I don't think that put her in the worst spot in the house, but when it came to her and James on the block together, and I'm trying to remind myself here, did James win the veto? Yes, he did.
Yes.
So it ended up being a vet on the block next to Sarah, in which case Sarah's gone.
I think this is what the Sovereign says. Of the Sovereign sits, she's the second worst player. Only above Howie, who got a vote against Vince. Which is wild. Which is
Jade.
I feel like Sarah in a lot of ways reminds me of Holly from BB21 as well. I feel like the two of them really set themselves up to be goats at the end. But I think that both of them still had the chops to squeeze a win if they were to get to the end. Obviously, Sarah doesn't, and Holly does. And Holly does secure a couple of votes. But the point being is that like the gameplay is very goat-esque, but you're aware enough to maybe command a vote, to maybe to put some amount of influence in the game. Because it's not like Sarah wasn't about wheeling and dealing and being in those conversations. Whenever she was on the block, she did do her due diligence to reason with the other side, to try to get in with the nerd herd. Like she did her best. It's just most of the time it was always in relation to what was going on with James. And then her eviction, I think, was just mostly symbolic in nature. It was more so just to weaken James. It really wasn't about anything that she did. So, like, I don't think that she's a bad player. I just think that she just had a rough go of it, having to constantly contend with whatever it was that James was up to. And the same thing with Holly. Like, Holly always had to do damage control for whatever the hell Jackson had done that week. And she couldn't play her own game. It was always in relation to whatever he was doing.
I think she's fine.
This is a Fessie and Scotty situation, right? Where but it's still a situation where like Howie had no business nominating these two when he won HOHs. But like, is that more of like bad on you, Howie? Yes, it is. Or is it more Sarah and James? How could you let this happen? How could you let your ally fall this deep into wanting to nominate y'all?
I mean, even at this point, you have so it's Yvette and Sarah on the block, and pardon me, I don't remember the exact details of like why everybody voted the way that they did that week. But even with like Sarah as a part of that alliance, you eventually have Janelle voting Sarah out over Yvette, as well as Rachel, who of course is siding with Howie, and Janelle voting Sarah out over Yvette. Splitting up James and Sarah at this point, seems like a worthwhile thing to do. James is emerging as a pretty big threat in the game, regardless of regardless of like Maggie's manipulation of the whole situation or whatnot. Splitting these two up made sense, even though they were technically numbers on that side. I don't know. She didn't have the you need the fight obviously to get yourself to stay, and it feels like there's certainly a world where it could have happened. Like convince those votes that you are on their side, and even try to work up over some of the others, even though they're going to be a lot harder to get. But I just don't remember seeing that.
Sarah was on the block, like the votes were not there for her to stay. Like the votes were like even if you like look at like the Janelle and whoever else was on that side, like the votes were already in the friendship side of the alliance, and they were not getting rid of Yvette at that point. So like the moment how he nominated two of his allies, like it was over. One of them was going home. And the question was just who. And I know they preferred James, and I think that might be a plus in Sarah, because Sarah, even though she focused more time on James, like she was better socially than James was in the house, and people liked her more than they liked James. So that's why I think like James is someone who could have recovered, like similar to like how Brendan did after Rachel went. Like he was able to make it a few rounds after that happened. I could have seen something similar to Sarah.
Yeah, I feel like Sarah's the key example of an eviction where it's like sometimes it's hard for people to evict other people in the house that you grow a close relationship with, or whatever the situation is. When you like almost nothing a player, but there's still advantages to getting them out of the game. It's like, oh, it's easy. Like you're on the block. Like you don't really contribute to my game. If anything, there's an aspect of your game that is tied into something that could hurt my game down the road. Her relationship with James. So she had an uphill battle, but you need to be able to have that fight to stay, and it didn't work out, and we never heard from her again. So
never again.
So I mean, maybe she popped up in some aspect of the Big Brother world.
Never again.
At some point before I was watching the show. But as long as I've been a fan of Big Brother, I have not heard one interview with Sarah. I have not heard one update on her life. Would love to know. We got to find her an opponent.
Give me Beth Baida.
That's what you want.
Not that.
Oh, goodness gracious.
The RHAP lore.
Well, let's see.
I almost got Kelly.
People. Oh, well, not Beth, but you got
you got someone close enough from the same season. We're going to talk about Latoya instead today. Now that's interesting. I'm glad we finally got some BB Can here.
Yeah,
Latoya. AJ, Spicy. Wait, did Spicy come up?
I like Latoya. Did Spicy V come up?
Let me double check.
I think, yeah, didn't we talk about Spicy? We just talked about Spicy, didn't we?
Not in an episode that's aired yet.
Fair enough. That's why.
Maybe Spicy's coming up soon, and we'll see if I remember to edit this out. I probably won't. But TBD about any of that. But we're going to talk about Latoya.
Okay.
Alrighty then. Latoya found herself an influential member of the Sunsetters and forming close bonds with Jedson, Kiefer, Tina, and Tashawn. In week 1, she successfully flipped the vote to evict Julie Vu. She attempted to flip the vote again the following week against Rohan, but her hard pushes fell through and exposed her alliance. This resulted in week 3 HOH Victoria targeting Latoya. The Sunsetters, except Kiefer and Tina, all believed that Kiefer was the target, but were blindsided on eviction night when Latoya was evicted in a 6-3 vote.
You know what? I'm not going to edit any of that out. Come back later this week. The episode that is going to be in 2 days from now. Bonus episodes all December long. Find out if Spicy V goes through the next round or not.
I'm pretty sure we talked about her.
And there's your tease. But again, here today to talk about the person who Spicy evicted from Big Brother Canada 9. And AJ, that's Latoya. I feel like we had a whole lot of conversation during this season about Latoya's potential. We thought that she was going to come in there and dominate this game. She looked like she was ready to go. She sounded like she had a strategy in place, and she showed up, found those allies, and things were looking good until Spicy V comes along and says, I want that spot. You got to go.
Like, Latoya was like a lot of people's winner, I think, preseason.
I think so.
Yeah. And I think Latoya was a force to be reckoned with, like full stop. Like, I think the fact that Latoya was the arbitrator of the like first like big alliance of the season, even though she was like what, second, third eliminated, she was third eliminated. She was still someone who was able to like be able to rally this group of people and like force her will on the house. Like the fact that she first flipped the vote on Julie, I didn't like that because I like Julie. But it was still like impressive to watch her run the house and work things out. And you was like, okay, we can see a woman who grabbed this game by the balls and run this. But I think what she fails to do, which is I think you see a decent number of pre-jurors fail to do, is like pull back. She failed to like let some things go. Like I think she wanted everything to go her way, even if that's not what the majority wanted to do. And if you continue to like try to force your will on people are going to be like, wait a minute, stop it. I don't like you controlling my game. I'm my own individual player. Someone like a Spicy V who is like not going to like follow orders. Like you try to strong arm people and they will fight back and bark back to the point where it's like, even it's like some of her allies were like, yeah, that's enough with Latoya. I think Jed was still with her, and I think Ty was still with her when she was like going out. But like, I think a lot of people were ready to jump shift by the time Latoya was gone, like week 3. So I do think she is someone like with a lot of potential, and like maybe if we see her back, could we see like her like, okay, let me lay back a little, because I think she's a naturally talented player. Like she's naturally a compelling person to want to interact with. She has the brain for it, and I believe like she's not going to be a slouch in these competitions. So I think Latoya's like an interesting person.
I feel like this matchup is going to be interesting because she's a much more active player for sure. But like, is that for the better is going to be the question that I have to ask myself, because she has so much going for her. She has so much that she's setting up, and she from the beginning of the game is like one of those out in front players that you are not going to not notice all the way through the game. But we've had those players that go on to dominate through the game and they have control the entire way through. Could that have been her, or would the target on her back, because she's so out in front, have eventually gotten someone to get her? I'm kind of inclined to think that like Ty or Jed would have eventually taken her out of the game, recognizing her for the threat that she is, because those guys were also very good players, but they lurked in the shadows a little bit more, especially Ty. But it's a very different style of game, Amon, that I feel like we have to talk about from Sarah.
Yeah, Latoya, I mean, it's interesting. And we talked a little bit about this when we talked about Victoria, but you know, there was a bit of a conversation going on at the time about like Victoria's reaction to Latoya, because you kind of mentioned it earlier, Matt, in that like Latoya wanted a dog barking. Latoya wanted or Victoria wanted Latoya's spot because she could see what the Sunsetters were doing. She could see that Latoya was really, because Latoya postured herself as this powerhouse, principled, dynamic, like very authoritative figure in the house. I mean, she's a cop, right? So she carried herself with a lot of like, this is how it's going to go. These are my people. This is what we're going to do. We're going to be laser focused on our goals week to week to week to week. Now, in Victoria's defense, she did approach not so much Latoya. She approached Jed and Ty more so and said, hey, I do want to be with you guys because, you know, let's make something happen. But they already kind of had a good thing going, and Victoria was still kind of seen as like someone who just was not just too much of a wild card, and Latoya knew that from jump, which is why Latoya didn't really give Victoria the time of day. And I guess that's sort of like ultimately Latoya's undoing, is because you don't know how to necessarily handle somebody like a Latoya. Like Victoria would repeatedly try to get Latoya to like get rattled, and even when Latoya goes up to Victoria saying, you know, after she wins and she wishes, like, okay, well, you know, this is what I think we should do, Latoya or Victoria, and if you want to work with me, this is how I feel like we need to be moving together, but I'm also not going to kiss your ass. Latoya probably could have kept that part out, because that's the part where it's like, oh, so now you're basically letting Victoria know, girl, I'm good off of you. When really you need to be begging. you just have to when it comes to somebody like Victoria. She needs to feel wanted. She needs to feel like she's included. She needs to feel like you respect her. And I think that there was always that disconnect down the line of Victoria never felt like Latoya respected her. Which isn't always necessarily Latoya's fault, because, you know, personalities are personalities, but I do think it's still a blind spot for Latoya in a way of like reading Victoria accurately in how she plays, but not reading how to handle her in the end, because she set Victoria right on up to be aggressive and to be authoritative and to be putting as much pressure on her alliance as possible. And once that narrative was painted that Latoya was too authoritative, because nobody was saying that in the beginning when she was like, when they were knocking out Josh and Julie, everyone was like, yeah, this is, you know, we're unified, we're strong. But as soon as Victoria wins and she's able to paint that picture of like, why are you guys following her? Like, look what she did. Then it just became all too easy for Latoya to fall into that trap of playing how she played the first 2 weeks, but it not working for weeks.
I'll say, like, Latoya, even though Latoya failed to try to get Rohan out, like, Latoya was right. Like, she should have got that man out, because I think he was coming for her and her alliance.
Oh, he was.
So, like, it wasn't like she had bad instincts. It's like, I think maybe the reason I'm willing to excuse Latoya, because I know Latoya's. I know a lot of them that talk and act the way she does, and like, they're not coming at it from a malicious place. Like, that's just how they interact with other people. And I think that might be a point you're trying to make them on. It's like you have to understand the people that you're with and how to carry your not advances, what's that called? Your strategy towards the person and your social skills. Like, how can I get you on my side? What's the best way to come to you? And maybe I think the fact that Latoya, I do not believe Latoya is an amenable player where she's able to shift who she is around other people. So I think that's always going to be a hardship that she's going to have to overcome, which means like she has to have the right casting. It's so hard to get the right cast based on how diverse the casting is in these types of games. So like it's hard for me. Honestly, I think Latoya is more types, that probably is a pre-juror, but like it still does.
Yeah.
So
it's very direct.
This was the one wrong outcome, right? If anybody other than Victoria wins that HOH, she's not going home at least week 3. But as the game goes on and Ty and Jed for the time being are going to be pulling in some other allies that are also a little bit more low key than Latoya was. Like at some point, again, they are going to look at Latoya and say, this is a power player. We need to get rid of her. We can't go all the way to the end. She's going to dominate. She's going to force her way through the house in whatever that looks like, whether it includes me or not. So it doesn't feel like it's likely to work all the way through. But if she plays in a game that doesn't have someone, I want to say like as intelligent as Tashawn or even Kiefer, who wasn't in a good position at this point in the game, but once he finds his footing and he makes some allies, does, make some good headway through the rest of the game. I could see the domination working that she had set up for herself, but it's hard to say. I mean, again, it's much more active than what Sarah had going on, but do you value that more, I guess, when it comes down to this vote, to say like, well, Sarah was lurking in the shadows a little bit more, kind of exactly what you were talking about, AJ, with what Corey was talking about the other day. So curious to see where you guys are going to vote.
It's interesting.
Are we ready?
Like, this is the first one I'm not certain how the vote's going to land, which I like.
I think I could guess, because I don't know. Do you want to go first, AJ?
I think me and you are going to vote differently, Matt.
Oh,
if I read the situation right.
Okay. Let's see.
Like I have more faith in Sarah to win a season of Big Brother than I do Latoya. Like I think I see that way more clearly than I do Latoya. But like what I value in a player is like, are you able to take control of the game? And Latoya has shown that she's been able to do that. The downside is she's also shown she's not able to keep that control.
Yeah.
So it's hard. Pause. I'm not 100% certain anymore.
I think I know what I'm going to do.
Go ahead.
I'm going to go ahead and give it to Latoya. I think Latoya just has a higher skill ceiling than Sarah does. I think that the reason why the threat management is going to be harder for Latoya is because she's just naturally a more threatening person. I don't necessarily think that means that she sucks at the game. We've seen that she's pretty good. And like you just said, Matt, like it just took that one blind spot, that one person that you neglected to win HOH, and then your game just becomes undone. And it wasn't, and even after Victoria won HOH, yes, the first initial conversation wasn't the best, but I like the fact that she was one of the first people to go into Victoria's room and try to reason with her. And then when that wasn't really working out, then she, Jed, and Ty all tried to go in there and reason with her, which wasn't the best optically, because it looks like 3-on-1.
That was bad. That was bad.
And all of y'all are kind of like, so like it wasn't the best, but like what I appreciate is the initiative, is like the drive to do it, is like the concisiveness that she really has in terms of like her decision making and her willingness to listen to people pitch to her as well. So, I just think that there is so much more to chew on with Latoya, and I think that she's always going to go into that house and try to make some shit work. Whereas with Sarah, I just think that she's a bit more passive. I think her social likability is probably a little better than Latoya's. I think she has softer edges, but I don't think she's as skilled in the game as Latoya is.
I think I know where I'm going to vote to, so I'll just make it easy for AJ that he can either jump on as well or place a vote in the opposite direction. But I'm also going to vote for Latoya. I don't know if that's what AJ was predicting for me, but we'll let him answer that.
Here's my thing, right? Here's my big thing.
AJ, do you have a Mario and Luigi or Waluigi hat? Is that what's on your wall?
Yep, Yoshi, Mario, Waluigi. Yoshi.
Just came
You're
back from
right.
Florida where I went to Super Nintendo World for the first time in Epic Universe, and I'm staring at your background as you're about to continue talking, and I had to spike that up.
I do have my little Nintendo boys. On the end is Pikachu. I want to get a Toad and a Bowser Jr. hat soon.
Okay.
I'm growing my collection, fam.
Love a collection. I'm sorry I interrupted your thought.
You're good. You're good. Like here's my issue, and I get Latoya's already going through. Like we're not standing there.
I could be swayed if you give me a good argument.
Like Latoya's going to play herself out the game a lot of times. Like
Yeah.
a lot of rounds, Latoya's going to play herself out the game. She's going to do active harm to herself, and that's what I was thinking of. I was like we were talking about with Donnie earlier. I don't think Donnie's going to harm his game as much as Latoya's going to harm her game, and I think the thing with Sarah and Latoya is like, what do you value more? Do you value the strength more than you value the ability to like move your way through a game? And if this was like the length of Big Brother Celebrity, where it's like 2 weeks, yeah, I'll take Latoya every day of the week. Give me Latoya over Sarah every day of the week. But Big Brother's not a 2-week game. Big Brother's a long-term game. So putting them in a house together, I like if I was drafting, I would draft Sarah before I draft Latoya at this point. But with that being said,
the tough part is that exactly like we're all saying, like Latoya doesn't pace herself well, but like that feels like something that could be tweaked in her game that I don't know that I could see Sarah becoming this more active player to the point where she could, first of all, like it wasn't even just like Latoya was taken out in a week that was so definitively had to be her because she was such a threat to win. Sarah, it was like she could have had an opportunity maybe to save herself.
Win less than 20 days in a game.
And that's tough, right? Like that, I totally take that point because like when you are so far out in front at that point, that's not a good thing. Like that's not, I guess, a top tier player. And so she's not going to win this competition by any means. But when it comes to comparing these two styles, I think I do have to agree, as we were saying earlier and have said before, just like a little bit more of the active playing where if like in a world where she could have convinced people to get her to stay, just she could continue to do more for her game and for herself in that house. Whereas I just don't know that I ever see Sarah developing past, yeah, she's just friendly and she'll talk to people.
That's fair.
So you put them both in a final 2 vote. I mean, it's a slam dunk. I think Latoya deserves the win. It deserves, like would have earned her way there.
I think the RHAP audience is the one that would be like, yeah, Latoya deserved to win. I can easily see a world where Sarah and Latoya's in the end and the jury gives Sarah the win. And we're like,
I'm not even necessarily saying like against each other, but just like Latoya in any given final 2, I feel like, she has dominated her way to get there. Maybe, who knows how the jury management goes along the way. We saw 3 weeks of her game, but Sarah, I feel like you're looking at like almost like a Portia, from BB13 of just like, she's taking up a chair.
That's fair. I'll give it to Latoya. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I didn't feel like the argument was coming that was going to sway me back, so I guess it was relatively locked in. Amon could have been swayed back, but I wasn't getting that vibe either. So,
no, I take all your points, AJ, but I just think there's just so many more tools at Latoya's disposal than there are for Sarah.
Yeah. Well, Latoya getting through here is pretty good for her because the rest of the pre-jury of her season is all out. So she's the only pre-jury person from BB Can 9 to make it through. So shouting to her. Recapping what we just did here today with AJ Norris is Latoya from BB Can 9 just went through to the next round over Big Brother 6's Sarah. We also had Donnie from Big Brother 16, America's favorite player, go through to the next round over Kathy. She's stuck in the caramel for the rest of time from Big Brother 12, not advancing today. And then we also had 2 seasons come to a close at the beginning of the episode. 17's Becky hit by a train, hit by round 2 here I don't know. That's nothing. But she's advancing over Fessel, who at times has been a moron, at times not so much, but he's not going to see round 2 unless you vote him back in, which is a very possible thing that could happen here. Amon, this is the end of the round. Fessie, Kathy, and Sarah all added to the mix of all the names that we mentioned earlier. The vote is beginning. Someone will come back, and we'll see how that goes.
We shall see how it goes.
I don't think any of these people should come back. Like,
no, my winner of this battle back is not in those names from today, but there's other names, and we'll talk about them all in the losers bracket. So that's coming up as well. Make sure you're checking out everything we have on Patreon, patreon.com/the diary room, which we got to set up AJ over there because he's not there yet. So we'll work on that. But AJ, where can people find you online? Anything else that they should be looking for?
The only place y'all can find me is on Twitch at the kid AJ Norris.
That's a good place.
Yeah, that's a fun place.
The most personalized experience, like a tweet, a blue sky. Like that's what are you doing there? But you can come talk to AJ while he's playing games.
Literally, because I respond back 2 hours of actually getting my opinion versus like going to my Twitter and saying that I haven't tweeted maybe at all this year.
So you can find AJ on Twitch while we're playing some Goose Goose Duck and really having each other's backs over there. So
let me tell you something. I trust Amon with my entire heart and soul. Amon scares me. Amon is so good. And like I would just be chilling with Amon, and then he'll like kill and walk away. We're like, how is Amon getting away with this?
No remorse. Like you could have died for 7 games in a row, and if he sees you,
you have to. It's just what you have to do.
No remorse.
No mercy. No mercy.
So check that all out on AJ's Twitch channel. AJ, thank you so much for joining us today. For me, check me out on the Free Agents podcast, talking all things The Challenge, upcoming season of The Trader. So excited for. As of this time, we've probably recently closed out our amazing race coverage. So all things reality TV happening over there. And you can find them on, at least for now, again, over on Patreon as we're doing all of our bonus content. But, we always talk about no drag race right now. It's going to come soon. It's early 2026, I'm sure we'll be.
I'm sure we are about to be bombarded with advertisements in like 2 seconds.
Can't wait. Or maybe by the time this podcast comes out, it definitely is possible that promotion has begun. So we'll see about that. But otherwise, I think that's it for today. Amon, get us out of here.
Yes. Our thanks to AJ once again for joining us. And until next time, guys, please go to the diary room.